Hi, I'm Beth from Restyled Pieces Boutique. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be doing a mini lesson on sanding. So these are just the basics, or the steps that you need to take if you're sanding. So if you want to learn more about that, keep watching. So I like to use this carbide scraper to scrape off some of the finish on the top of this dresser because I'm not a fan of chemical strippers and I just like to make it easier for me to start sanding this piece. Here I'm using my 5-inch orbital sander from Festool. I'm starting with the 60 grit, which this is solid wood top, so it's not a problem to start with a very aggressive grit. And then I'm going to work through the grits, my 80 grit, my 120 grit, and my 180 grit. It's very important that you don't skip grits. So 60 is the most aggressive, then I'll clean it up and I'll move up to my 80, then 120 and 180. So you'll notice here that I put the sander flat on the surface before I ever start the power button. I'm also kind of holding the hose up a little bit so it doesn't rub and keep the sander from being flat. Slow and steady wins the race. So you don't want to go too quickly because that will be another thing that causes swirl marks on your surface. So we're going to speed it up. This is not normal speed. So basically, keep it flat, don't tilt it, go slow. Those are my first 3 tips for you today. Here I had my headphones on. I had my headphones on the whole time and I was really getting into some Aerosmith. This is definitely not proper technique. So don't do what I do what I say. The initial sanding with that first 60 grit paper went well. There's some places there that are darker and that's okay. They will clear up as you move through the grits. The next thing I do is I brush that debris and dust off very well with a broom and a tack cloth. This is a mildly sticky kind of a cloth. You just go very lightly over it. Here I'm putting on a squishy pad because I want to do those sides, those curved edges of the top. So I put on my squishy pad and then I put on my 60 and I will go through the progressions and the same cleaning that I did when I did the flat part of the top. Okay, I start the whole process over with my 80 on the top. I'm not using my squishy because I'm on a flat surface. I'm using my 80 grit after it has been brushed off. Then I pick up my squishy pad again to do the edges and I put on my 80 grit to do the edges. So 60 on the top, 60 on the squishy edges, 80 on the top, 80 on the squishy edges. Now I am cleaning in between. I haven't showed you that, but I am cleaning in between. And I do that same process for the 120 grit sandpaper and the 180 grit sandpaper. I clean it off thoroughly after I've done my 180 grit. And then I wanted to do the underside, so I took this little sanding tool and it comes with Velcro on it where you can use 80 grit, 120 grit, and 180 grit, and I just sanded those undersides. I'm using Amazing Wood Stain in Chalk White. This is a water-based stain. You just wipe it on in sections, wipe it off, and then you have this beautiful whitewashed look, and then you can top coat it and it won't get orange or yellow or turn colored. The color that I chose to paint is Toffee Tech. It is by Evolution Farmhouse Paints. This paint company, Farmhouse Paints, has such durable paint. It is easy to use, and best of all, no top coat, at least for the bottom. I still have to top coat my stain on the top, so I top coated the top, and look at the result of this dresser. What do you think? It turned out great, didn't it? So I am so happy that you've joined me today. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer those. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button down there so that you can get notified when the videos come out. So until next time, see you later.